800 families file lawsuits against Saudi Arabia over 9/11. Retailers are running out of time. And the insanity of Toronto real estate. Here are your collapse trends for March 21st, 2017. "800 families of 9/11 victims and 1,500 first responders, along with others who suffered as a result of the attack, have filed a lawsuit against Saudi Arabia over its alleged complicity in the 2001 terror attacks. For years, suspicions have swirled that some Saudi officials had ties to the gruesome attacks. The recent release of FBI reports produced shortly after the attacks provided details to justify growing skepticism against the Saudis. These details were further bolstered by the release of the 28 pages originally withheld from the 9/11 Commission report. Though the U.S. government downplayed the findings, even some lawmakers expressed concern. Until late last year, families of 9/11 were unable to sue foreign countries over their potential involvement in the attacks. In September, Congress overrode President Obama's veto of the Justice Against Sponsors of Terrorism Act, which allows the suit filed this week. This is an economic collapse trend because these filings are more than the people seeking justice for loved ones. During the hearings, the Saudi government is most likely going to throw the other parties involved in 9/11 under the bus. This includes corporations and various agencies in the U.S. government, up to and including the president. If this happens, it could be the catalyst that pushes the economy over the cliff. Retailers are running out of time. Channel check shows 13% collapse in traffic. According to Wells Fargo's Ike Burchow, it's increasingly clear that retail is under significant pressure, adding that store traffic remains weak, while markdown rates are not only elevated on an annual basis, but also getting sequentially lower. He concludes that retailers are running out of time to reach elevated Q1 numbers as consumption is failing to rebound. The retail team conducted channel checks and found that March week 3 traffic declined 13.3% versus 2.4% year on year. Also, partially contributing to the downfall of retail is the online sector. eBay plans to guarantee 3-day delivery for 20 million eligible items, according to Fox Business. Amazon's clothing success could also doom department stores and malls. This collapse trend is important to monitor since slowdown in retail sales will lead to slowdowns in other areas of the economy. Collapse fact: there have been about 3,800 fiat currencies throughout history that have tanked. What many of us aren't aware of is the average lifespan of a fiat currency is 39 years. Today, the US dollar is at gold minus 46 years. This is going to blow sky high. Observations on Canada's housing market. For months, we've been warning about real estate bubbles re-emerging in various markets around the world, from Canada to Australia. And while facts and figures clearly indicate that certain markets are bubbling over courtesy of all the same mistakes that caused the Great Recession in 2008, nothing helps to confirm the truly obscene nature of real estate bubble, quite like attending a good old-fashioned get-rich-quick real estate expo. I urge you to click on the link in the description below to read the author's full write-up on his experience at the expo. The following is a description of the hype and slick sales tactics used. There are, apparently, 2 very important things to know when dealing with real estate. First, you have to face your fear. This fear is to be ignored, and then you should just do it. Buy now. The next step is find what you can afford and then buy it. Ignore all non-doers. Don't overanalyze or focus on the numbers, just buy. To allay fears, the speakers are actually quite clever as they shift between a long to short-term focus when it suits. For example, now is a great time to buy because short-term the market is on fire. If, however, market's cool, then you just hold because it's always going to go up in the long term. And you are a savvy long-term buyer, aren't you? By showing no scenario where I can lose, I can see how this pitch works on the susceptible. The global real estate market is valued at around $250 trillion. For the most part, the entire world is in a huge real estate bubble that has everything going against it. Aging baby boom population, millennial generation with massive amounts of debt and poor job prospects due to outsourcing, and endless money printing by banks the world over, just to name a few. The real estate crash is coming, and when it happens, it will be epic. Get ready. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to sign up for our mailing list so we can send you collapse alerts as they happen.